sure what everybody's level of movement is. So you guys just do as much as you can, right? So we'll think about kind of finding just our center as best as we can. So having our feet kind of planted evenly on our foot plate. I think all of us are in chairs, right? And maybe wiggle around a little bit just to make sure that you feel like you're on top of your sit bones as much as possible, right? So those sit bones are those bones that we're always on. I think of them as my feet sometimes, my sit bones, and just like pushing my sit bones into the seat, and then growing up tall, reaching the crown of the head up tall. So we're gonna just take a few breaths. With Pilates, we do use, hello, Brian. So we're just getting started here. You can just think about having the sit bones evenly weighted and on the top of the sit bones. And we'll just play with that a little bit. We're just gonna rock from one sit bone. So our weight goes onto one and then up to center and over to the other sit bone. So really feel your weight shift from sit bone to sit bone the best you can. Hello, is that Emily? Hi, girly.
People don't remember me, but people usually remember her more than they remember me. Or that when they see her, they're like, oh, that's where I know you from.
Yep, she's the star. Okay, so now making that shift maybe a little bit less and less and less until you really feel like, okay, both of my sit bones are a little more awake and evenly weighted. And then let's go ahead and take our hands. We can either place them on our knees, our thighs, or on that chair seat cushion. And we're gonna do kind of a seated cat-cow, I call this. And I want you to think about really driving the movement from our pelvis as much as we can. So tucking the tail and sending your sit bones now towards your front edge of your seat. So you're gonna belly button to spine and pull the low back into the seat back and look into your lap, right? And then reach the sit bones behind us and lift the heart and gaze upwards. So we tuck the tail, hollow out the belly, look into the lap, and then reach the sit bones behind us and look up. So I'm gonna watch you guys move a little bit there. And moving with your breath, you can exhale fully, look into the lap, pull belly button towards the seat back. I have a high injury. I'm a spinal cord injury at about T5. So I don't have a lot of feeling there, but I really try and imagine, and that's what a lot of you guys might have a lot more movement than I do, but really imagine that belly button being pulled back, the pubic bone pulling up, and then reaching up, because we can get some nice stretching in the low back when we really pull the belly in. And then let's go ahead and end up kind of in our rounded cat-cow, in our cat position. So pulling the belly in. And from here, think about starting at the base of your spine and pull yourself up to a tall position, stacking the bones of your spine. And then our head, we can think of as the very top bone. And let's imagine that I'm there in your house with you. And I come up behind you and I'm gonna grab your hair right here, and kind of where you might put a high ponytail. I'm gonna pull it back on top of your spine and then upwards. So you can do that kind of, just imagine I'm doing that. It's just like a little back and up. And basically, we're just doing a little head nod. I don't know, my lighting isn't great. So a little head nod. So you're kind of giving yourself almost a little double chin, right? Little double chin, and we grow up taller. And we're gonna keep that little double chin action. Sorry about that. And then let's just turn and look over the right shoulder. and then come back to center. We can inhale as we turn and look over the left shoulder, and exhale, come back to center. So just staying on this long central axis. Let's do 1 or 2 more of these to each side. And really imagining this central axis running from the top, the crown of our head, down through the center of our body, down into our tailbone, right? We're tall. Sweet, sweet. So now let's go ahead and staying nice and tall. Maybe even think of putting the tongue on the roof of your mouth and pressing up. And you might feel like it helps you get a little more length through the neck. I do. So we're going to do that. And then a little side bend, ear to shoulder. Yeah. And then up to center, and then ear to shoulder the other way. And then up to center. Let's do that again. And if you want, you can bring that arm and just bring a little weight of the arm down. And then up. And then ear to shoulder on the other side one more time. So if you have your right arm, then I like to kind of let the hand, let's do one more on each side. So over to your left, so left ear to left shoulder, and your left arm. If your hand can wrap around and kind of hang onto your skull there, it's nice. And the weight of, yeah, there you go. And then one more time over to this side. And nice. And coming on back to center. Sweet. So now let's just kind of think about our shoulder placement. We're going to roll the shoulders up and then let them drop down. I'm sorry, shrug them up. Shrug them straight up and let them drop down. So we can inhale and exhale. And now we're gonna place the hands on top of our shoulders here and pull the arms, pull the elbows together. And then here we can even kind of try and reach towards the screen with them a little bit. So your shoulder blades come away and then up towards the ceiling and then out to the walls. Now squeeze the shoulder blades back, 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 back as you bring the elbows back. So let's do some big elbow circles. Sometimes what I think about when I'm doing elbow circles is like my elbows are these big giant crowns and I'm a little kid and I'm drawing these circles with crayons on all over the wall. Whatever, the things I think about. Okay, so we're gonna reverse. You're gonna squeeze the shoulder blades back and down and then around. So it's just a nice way to get those shoulders mobilized and moving in all different planes and directions. Nice. And then we can come back to center. Awesome. So next, let's just go ahead and roll those shoulders. So now the palms are up like that. I'll kind of do that. So palms are up. We're going to inhale, arms up towards the sky. And let's just go to the point where we can still keep the elbows straight. And then exhale, press down. So inhale, palms up like you're scooping up clouds. And exhale, press the clouds down. So imagine what I sometimes think about when I'm doing these is I'm one of those winged wine openers. I don't know if you guys know what those are, but your arms are like the wings and your head is the cork, right? So we're gonna get taller every time we press down. Shoulder blades draw down and back. Get taller as you press the arms down. Press those arms down, Amy. Good, good. One more time. Inhale up and exhale down. Sweet. This time, let's go ahead and inhale up. Bring just the left arm up. And we'll have your palm facing me, right? Facing that direction. Yeah. So we're going to reach up and then we're going to kind of draw the thumb down about towards the ear and then press alongside the body and press through like you're pushing through water. So we're going to inhale and exhale, press through. And really reach that arm, and I'm reaching out to the side. So if my body was in between two panes of glass, my upper body, We want to stay in between those two panes of glass. Let's do that again. Because then we get the back muscles working. Can you guys feel that? The shoulder blade muscles. Go over to the other side. So we're going to reach this arm up, whichever arm it is. Good. Really reach to the sky. Reach, 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 touch the sky, and then drag like you're pressing, kind of pulling some weight. And now push that hand down away from you, like you're pushing water down towards your feet. Really reach out, reach out, reach out, reach out, reach out. Good. And drag, squeeze the shoulder blade down, back, and together, right? So squeeze that shoulder blade down towards the back hip pocket and in towards the spine. Does that make sense? And right here, the elbow is really reaching out. Let's do both arms together now. So we're going to reach up and just bring the arms so that they're shoulder width apart. And then pull them down. Imagine you're pulling a heavy weight down and press and down. So it's like we're doing the breaststroke. That's what we call this. We call it breaststroke. We're so creative, I tell you. You guys look gorgeous. I love it. Let's reverse the motion. So now you're going to drag the thumbs up, reach to the sky, and then press around. Like you're pulling yourself through water here. Really squeeze the armpit down into the ribs. Armpit to the ribs. Armpit to the ribs. Get as much length as we can. Let's reach up here. Both arms all together and stay. See if you can touch the sky. Touch the sky. Touch it, touch it, touch it. Nice. And then pull down. One more time. Wait. Now let's bring I'll bring my left arm up. You guys can bring your right arm up and I'll mirror you. So you're going to bring it up and then we're going to side bend. So I'm going to actually side bend and bring my elbow onto my wheel. And so I recommend that. Or if you're in a regular chair, come down onto the chair. So now we're going to reach that hand and then we're going to imagine we're grabbing an apple or kind of a really heavy weight. We're going to pull the elbow in towards our waist. And let's stay in this side bend. So we're going to reach. As a matter of fact, let's just stay here for a few breaths. Keep reaching and breathe into this part of your rib cage. See if you can really inhale and make the rib cage move. So inhale and exhale. Get all the air out and the rib cage to draw together, right? Now we're going to inhale, reach a little more and grab that weight and pull the elbow towards the waist. Squeeze the shoulder blade into the back hip pocket. Reach and then pull. And reach and pull the elbow in and reach and pull. Good. And now we're going to bring that guy, that other side up. So let's bring your left arm up, reaching towards the sky first. And side bend over. And now again, breathing into the side body here. See if you can move and lift the rib cage as you inhale. And exhale, feel the rib cage close. And inhale. Just reach a little more and exhale, feel the rib cage close. And now we'll inhale, reach a little more and then pull that imaginary weight. So reach and pull. Squeeze the shoulder blade back into the spine, into the back body and down towards the hip and in towards the spine, right? So we want to feel this in the back body. And again, we're moving as if our upper body is all in between two panes of glass. Okay, I'm going to single out. Can I single out you, Liv?
Yes.
Okay, so this is what I'm seeing. So you're reaching kind of like this. Can you reach that arm any more? You think you can? There you go. Right, okay. Yeah, so let's get the most you can out of it. So really reach. Finding that length in our body is, it's so important. When we're sitting all the time, we're kind of just in this compressed state, right? So just any opportunity we can find length, I think, is so important. Come back to sitting and just finding that length again, however you might, just in sitting. You need to wiggle around a little bit. Yeah. Now let's bring, let's see, sorry, I'm gonna kind of get a little bit better. So now let's bring the elbows just right in at the waist. So we're bent at a 90-degree angle. I'm cutting off my head so you can see my arms. Good. And we're gonna reach, let's just reach as far forward as we can without leaning or falling forward. So for me, it's not that far, it's just to there, and then squeeze the shoulder blades together to pull back. Imagine you're holding a tray on your hands. You're gonna offer that tray forward, and then you're gonna squeeze your shoulder blades and pull back. Nice. Reach and offer it forward, and exhale, squeeze back. Do you have someone you're playing ball with there? I don't know what it looks like that. Okay, we're gonna reach, shoulder blades back and down. So we don't want those shoulder blades to start coming up here, right? We want to keep them back and down. And let's do one more reach and then squeeze the shoulder blades back and down. And now we're going to keep those shoulder blades back and down and keep this tray. So pretend it's a really long tray. Squeezing the shoulder blades, we're going to rotate the hands out. Good. Now keep squeezing the shoulder blades and try and bring the hands back together. And again, rotate the hands out and then back together and rotate out and back together. So we're getting these external rotator muscles. Good. So we're going to go ahead now, come and let's just flip our palms down. It's the same thing, trying to keep the tray on top of the back of the hands now. Shoulder blades plugged backwards and then rotate out. Squeeze those shoulder blades back down and together and try and make your arms open up evenly. You might feel like one goes further than the other. So try and maybe the one that goes further, don't let it go quite as far so that they're both moving close to like an even amount of movement. And keeping these elbows in close to our waist, you can even push them back into the chair back. Tell me if anything doesn't make sense, okay, please. And squeeze those shoulder blades as you open the arms and squeeze those shoulder blades as you open the arms. Do you guys feel those back muscles? And good. Okay, I want to make sure you do. So we're going to do one more position with the hands there. So now palms facing each other. And you probably have all used TheraBands before, right? You can imagine you're squeezing a TheraBand and you're going to push that TheraBand. Yeah, just like that. But let's not use the TheraBand yet. Let's just use the hands and your own muscle energy. It's isometric pressing. Good. And keep pressing into the back of the hand, right, as you come back. And then press. We're opening the chest. We're activating those back muscles and press. We'll do two more. And press. And press. Sweet. Okay, well, so those of you who do have a TheraBand handy, do any of you? Besides, I know Heather does.
I have to go get mine. I'll be right back.
Okay, but you don't have to have it. But okay, while we're waiting for Lindsay, we'll do another set with our flat hands. And we'll just pull apart. Why not? We don't want to waste any time here. And pull apart. Good. And pull apart. And then if you have your TheraBand, you can grab it and you can hold on to it now with a fist, right? And if we don't have a TheraBand, don't worry, I'm not going to use one. We're going to just make a fist with your hands. Good. And like hold that fist, kind of use your shoulder muscles to kind of tighten up that fist. And then again, pull it apart and then back together and pull it apart and control back together. So, I mean, you can do a lot of work with just an isometric. You don't need the TheraBand. It's nice sometimes to work with it, but we don't absolutely need it. Good, one more time. Pull apart and nice. Let's just kind of shake the arms out. And yeah, shake the shoulders out. Why not? Kind of just let everything get a little loose. And then we're gonna bring the hands. Let's have them, actually, we'll start with the hands here, right in at our side, the same way we've had them. And oh, actually, this is good. So really spread the fingers. Spread, and put a lot of it like your Isis, and you're like sending energy out of them. And so, but your palms are up and your elbows are in at your side. Good. And then we're gonna bring the pinky and press it into the palm, press hard and drag it back out and starfish those fingers again. And then bring the ring finger, press it into the palm and drag it out. And then the middle finger, press hard and drag it out. And then the index finger, reach and press and drag. Good, and your shoulder blades are still on, really squeezing into your back. And now the thumb, press and drag. So we're gonna put our arms in a little different position, or you can leave them there, but let's try and bring them down. So now the arms are down at your side, down here, right? Reaching fingertips towards the ground. I'll show you my face here, but fingertips towards the ground, shoulder blades back and down, right? Tall, and then reach that pinky finger towards the palm again, press, and then drag it up, reach the fingertips. So I can't see your fingers, you guys. I'm trusting that you guys are doing your best here. Press the ring finger and drag it out. And now reach and press the middle finger into the palm and drag it out. Really extend the fingers in between each drag. Good. And press the index finger and drag it out. Good. And now press the thumb. Reach across as far as you can. Press the thumb and drag it back. Now really extend those fingers. Isis, sending energy. Now let's just reach the arms kind of a little higher out to into a T, and we can move a little quicker with the drag. So pinky, drag, ring, drag, middle, drag, index, drag, and thumb. Drag. Nice. And then we can just bring our elbows in close to our side, and we're going to do some little or big circles with the wrist, really leading with the fingers, stretching the fingers around and go the other way. And then pull into a fist with your thumb on the outside, and same thing, circles here. We use our forearms and our hands so much, right? So it's really nice to kind of open all that stuff out. Now, nice, let's just go ahead and shake the arms out again, shake the hands, kind of just let it all go. Yeah, and you can swing. So lift the arms and just let them drop. Gravity just drops them down. And use your breath. Kind of big sigh. And you can rotate a little side to side. So your ribs kind of get a little rotation here. Nice. And now this is kind of the fun. We're going to do octopus arms. So you're going to kind of just move those shoulders all different directions, whatever your little heart desires. And then you can bring your hands together. Bring them together and press them together. So see if you can feel like you're pressing equal and evenly. So draw the shoulder blades down. So we don't want to press so hard that this guy comes up. So draw the shoulder blades down. And then we're just going to slide the hands up a little bit, and then slide them down as much as you can, keeping them pressed together. And then slide up and then slide down. And nice, slide up. Keeping your chest open and shoulder blades down. And nice. Let's do one more like that. And then we're going to change our hand position now so that the back of the hand, this one kills me. It's hard. So now you're going to slide the hands up. The elbows will go down. So think about elbows down as hands go up, and then you can kind of release down. So elbows kind of move down, which helps the shoulder blades go down, right? And we're stretching all this in here. I don't have a lot of, I'm really like tight in there. I don't have a lot of range of motion. And down. So just moving up and down, trying to keep the hands together. Oh, Heather, you're good. So Heather, try and push your elbows down a little more, but keep this together. There you go. Yeah. Nice. All right. So I think we'll finish right there. Let's just take a big breath again and really kind of bring everything together into our body with our breath. So we're going to inhale, just nice big. Now bring the hands together and clap them. And then flip the palms around so the palms are facing outwards, and pull your elbows down, and then press the hands down. So let's just do a couple more times here. Up, clap if you can, then flip the palms and elbows come down. Nice, one more time. And beautiful, and down. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll finish there. Do you guys have any questions? Totally
You teach a class online?
Excuse me?
You teach a class online?
I have a seated, well, right now I don't have a seated class. I would totally start a class if there was a few of you guys who wanted to do a class. I guess minimum of 2 of you. So if there was 2 of you, then we could just start a seated class. Right now I'm doing a spinal cord injury class, and we get down on the floor and do stuff. So you'd be welcome to join that if you wanted to join that. We usually do it on Mondays, but sometimes it gets switched around. So is that something you'd be interested in, Heather?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll send the information for that. Yeah. But yeah, and on the class, that the spinal cord injury class that we get down on the ground with, we do, yeah, we can do more. We can do a little bit more in there. But
I would just have to modify. Yeah.
What was that?
I would just have to modify. I might just do the couch or something.
Or, you know, but yeah, it would be great to get like a spinal bifida class going, because then we could really cater it, and then it would be we could make it seated. So you guys can kind of think about if you want to make that happen, and we'll figure it out.
Lizanne, can I ask what differentiates, I guess, Pilates from yoga?
So Pilates, we incorporate a lot of disciplines from a lot of things from different disciplines. So we pull from yoga a little bit. We pull from the martial arts. We pull from a few other movement disciplines. But I would say what differentiates us from yoga is we're more kind of core, you know, center and core oriented first. So strengthening from the core out, and yoga, and lengthening, you know, really, I was encouraging you guys to lengthen, you know, and that takes strength to do that, right? And I think yoga focuses more on flexibility, you know, but that's kind of the quick and easy answer.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right.
I have another question.
Of course.
So I guess I'm wondering, is there anything you know about like Pilates for like, and how that benefits someone who does use a wheelchair? So our group is of course people with spina bifida, but just maybe, I guess I'm curious. I think Pilates is, I did Pilates in college, so like I knew about it, but for maybe those who don't, how is it going to benefit someone who does use a wheelchair daily or for longer trips?
Yeah. Great question. Well, I can speak from my own experience. I was paralyzed 12 years ago. I had an accident that put me in the wheelchair, and I was teaching Pilates before that. And I would say just, and like I said, this was kind of just the tip of the iceberg, but there's a lot of images that we use in Pilates. And I really was using these images of a corset around the waist to kind of draw, we have an internal corset in our body with our musculature, but really drawing on that energy. And I feel like it helped me kind of be centered in my chair and be, I actually do get out of my chair as often as I can. And I encourage people to do that if you're able to, even if it's getting on a mat, a couch. Actually, I think I would prefer your bed over a couch, because a couch a lot of times is really squishy and you don't have room, you don't have room to move your arms. But even just doing stuff in seated, like we did today, it helps with circulation, right? It helps with balance in our chair. It helps with mobility. And I know sitting in a chair, it's really easy to kind of start to round forward and dump forward. And I definitely have gone through some times where I wasn't really doing my personal work as much. And I feel the difference in my body. So I think we just feel better in our body overall when we can be doing some mindful movement like that. And I think using the breath with movement, and the more I kind of get into teaching with working with people, the more I try and get them to move with the breath, because it helps us be present in our body, and just start to notice, like, well, where do I have more ease of movement? And, how can I balance that out? And is like one side kind of cockeyed. So, the more you do this work, then the more, I've been teaching it for over, like 25 years. So obviously I believe in it. And I think that it is, it can change your body, and you can feel better physically and emotionally. How's that for a long-winded answer?
Well, I was definitely thinking about posture, just because after doing that, I'm like even more aware right now sitting that I'm slouching and my shoulders aren't back. So I'm like getting self-conscious. But so I was just wondering, I'm like, again, I've done it, I've reaped some of the benefits, but what else are the benefits? And the circulation and the balance, I think, are two really important ones that didn't immediately jump out to me.
Yeah. Well, and posture, pretty much all the muscles we were kind of zeroing in on were our postural muscles today. Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else you do for posture? Just curious.
Anything
Like
else
Pilates related?
Well, I do some version of the Pilates work, like probably 5 times a week, either in my chair, or I get out and because I have a studio where I have equipment, and I'd say, come on down, but it's kind of a commute.
I know.
but yeah, it's if you have an opportunity to get on the Cadillac, that's a nice piece of equipment for us to work on. If if you want to throw a Pilates equipment word out there to someone who teaches in your area.
Okay.
But yeah, is that what I forget what you asked me.
Yeah, well, sorry, I was just wondering, like for posture too, with certain ones, like would the cat cow be good for posture? I wasn't sure if
Oh, what
the
exercise?
Pilates thing you did that was really beneficial for posture.
Well, so everything is really, we're thinking about, reaching the crown of the head and our seating position to start with, and then drawing this imaginary corset around our waist, and then the belly button to spine, all of these are our postural muscles. And then when we go up into that cat, yeah, we're really lifting up into extension. And I mean, there's a lot going on there. We could break that down a lot, open the chest and lift the heart and keep the head in line with the spine. And so when I'm working with people on a regular basis, yeah, we kind of fine tune all of the movements. And yes, for sure, the cat cow could be considered a postural, postural work. Everything we did today, you could just pick one of those things and do it every day, and you probably would start to, have a different awareness of your posture anyway.
Well, that's good. Brian and Mary Kate, when we're in the office, we're going to start doing posture checks.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right. Well, I better run. And you guys are you're at your dinner hour, huh?
Yes.
Where are you?
I'm in Bozeman, Montana.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's why it's still a little brighter and lighter for her and not for us.
Is there a lot of snow there?
Yes, we've been getting dumped on the last week. There's a lot of snow here right now.
I'm
You
in
guys-
northern Maine, I'm in northern Maine, and we have like a few feet. And
Yeah. Yeah. Have I met you before, Liv?
probably not. Mom
Okay,
said.
I thought you didn't go to the other independent living center.
No, she's she's from the Greater New England chapter. I'm from the Northeastern New York. So I met, ILC's and it's in our service area.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
Lizanne, thank you so much. Anyone here who would be interested in a future class, please just reach out to me and then I will get everyone connected with Lizanne following. And everyone should have my email because I am the one who's been sending you them every day, but it's in the chat as well. And any other questions, just send them our way. And thank you all so much for being here. And thank you again, Lizanne. It was wonderful.
Yay. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Challenge. Good
Thank
luck.
you.